In this video is going to be a visit to the coin and stamp shop owned by Mr. Tim. I say, here at Cajun Roots Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it. You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let them have it with no problem. Let them have it with no problem. In this video is going to be a visit to the coin and stamp shop owned by Mr. Tim, where you may see a lot of his information with Yankee Stacker, which this channel is where I went and I actually got to meet, and we'll cover all that in this video. Hello, here's Johnny. I'm also known as Cajun Roots Resale. We'll go thrifting, garage sales, estate sales, anything I can find on clearance to resell on eBay, Mercari, Etsy, and also Amazon. And I do have 2 antique booths. Why do I do the shopping for you? Will I ever stop thrifting or garage sales? Who? Not me. I want to thank you for coming over. If this is the first time tripping over the channel, I want to thank you so much for coming by. And if this is your first time or you've been repeated, please do me one big favor. It is free. Right below this video, that word subscribe, if it's red, that means you're not subscribed. Change it to gray. Right next to it, that notifications, the very top one, hit all notifications. But most importantly, leave me comments below. Give me the thumbs up. That all helps the channel. It started at 11:30 or 5 is what the time says up here.
You'd rather be on the safe side and not,
yeah. Take that whole story out.
Well, you know, you guys still, it was good. It was interesting to hear your history, you know, a little bit about what you've been through, how you got started. You know, I thought that was really neat. And like I mentioned to you on the phone last night, you know, it was neat, you know, to listen to you talk about, you know, advice for somebody who's just getting started, because, you know, I mean, I'm in that boat, you know, I mean, prior to a few months ago, I never purchased any metals at all, you know, so, you know, having somebody actually explain, you know, even though it's the basics, you know, somebody who's just getting started, it's good to hear, you know, it's good to hear some of that stuff.
When my father was growing up, he was a coin collector, and he collected everything he collected out of circulation. Being born in 1910, there was a lot of old coins in circulation. And so I started picking things out of circulation. And it's amazing. Everything that people consider collectible today was in circulation when I was growing up. And if it was a little bit worn, even if it was
I wish I
collectible,
saved all my
like
quarters from when I was a kid.
We went through a lot.
Quarters, dimes, how many passed through our hands?
My grandmother used to give us dimes for Christmas.
Is that right? Yeah.
For Easter.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Did you save them?
I did. And then
50, right?
they were gone. Yeah, I lost everything in
We didn't
Katrina.
know.
Maybe,
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know we were kids. Penny candy store. That's the first place
Well,
we went to.
back then it was dimes, nickels, pennies, no more than a quarter, and you got a good candy.
If you got a quarter, you were rich.
Yeah.
You have a quarter?
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
Yeah, that's
I
how
don't know where
it
that's
was.
going, but I think we probably won't be selling a whole lot of American Eagles.
So you were saying that the American Eagles are pulling a heftier premium?
Much larger. It used to be we could buy those for 5 or 6% over, and now it's over 10%.
They're crazy.
Wow.
The premiums on those.
Huh.
I made sure it wasn't
Someone else?
I made sure it wasn't a woman.
Are you GoPro?
Yes. and also I'm Cajun Roots Reseller LLC.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like I said, I just started watching your channel from Hoosier Stacker because
Thank
we
you.
watch his bingo and play bingo every Saturday
I
on
do
here.
have to ask you though, is this live and is it showing my face?
No.
Okay.
I'm doing basically recording for myself
Oh, okay, cool.
for YouTube, but
All
I'm
right,
not.
that's fine.
I'll blur out faces when I need to.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I don't show my face
Yes,
on camera.
maybe
You know that.
Mr. Tim. Yeah.
Yeah, he's my face.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's what blew me away when you walked in. I was like, wait, I thought that's Mr. Tim.
Nope, not quite. Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I do a lot of morning shows Monday through Friday. I do bingo on Monday nights,
Oh,
and then I do
really?
auctions on Wednesdays and Sundays, and every Friday.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, have you been here before?
This is the first.
You guys, you've been here, right?
Actually, Hoosier's the one that gave us the address and information. Even though I found it on the internet, he
Yeah.
gave us like the website and everything.
Oh,
Actually, it was
Hoosier's a
yesterday on my
great
morning
guy.
show. He said, "Here's the address. Here's the location. Here's everything." Yeah.
Yeah, he's a neat guy.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's almost at 1,000.
Very good.
Yeah, he's getting close.
Yeah, I helped him launch his channel.
And then I promote him every day on my morning show because there's so many new people. I'm in the reselling community,
Mm-hmm.
and so we send a lot of people to his show. So he's starting to get a lot more people from the reselling community in his bingo, and he loves it. Yeah. How you doing, Mr. Tim?
There.
Out of curiosity, this is our first time here. I just started watching your channel, by the way, because of Hoosier Stacker, and we took a trip.
From around here?
I'm from Mass.
Okay.
We live in Mass, but I'm originally born and raised in Louisiana.
Okay.
But yeah, we moved here about 3.5 years ago. But we started getting into the Hoosier Stacker with the coin community on YouTube, and I'm in the reselling community on YouTube. And so we would just basically come by to say hello, but also see maybe what you have as far as maybe even little tips on if somebody's getting started, what should we kind of look into to get started? As I'm new at it, but he's been collecting for a while. Did you collect? Yeah.
The markets are about as unpredictable as I've ever seen them. The thing about silver is the COMEX controls the price, and for a variety of reasons, most of the sales in silver are paper sales. They get to set the bid. That's the price at which they buy back contracts in silver. Technically the buying market is supply and demand. It isn't, but technically it is. The way they control the price of silver is they control the bid price. That's the one they have the absolute right to do that legally. So whenever they see it getting out of their range, they lengthen the gap between the bid and ask. Okay? And I don't know if you remember when the Reddit guys decided to, force the price of silver up to $30 an ounce. They started out at 10-cent spread between the bid and the ask. It went to 50 cents, then $1, then $2. So all those guys that paid $28 and above, which was most of them, ended up losing money because when they cashed out at 30, all they actually got was 28. COMEX has the ability to do that. What is wrong is that they're out of compliance on their capital reserves. They're supposed to have physical silver to back up all these trades. The ETFs are supposed to have physical silver to back up all the shares, and they don't. In fact, their percentage has to be of what they're supposed to have is probably very small. And so if they keep the price down, and you're right now trying to accumulate capital reserves, it's easier to do that at $18 or $19 than at $35 or $40.
Right.
That's what they're doing. Basically, they've got to build their capital reserves. That's the only thing the regulatory agencies can call them on, because they are supposed to have a certain percentage of physical silver to back up these trades. They don't. So that market is predictable to some point. At some point, they're going to have to let it go because the physical market is run by supply and demand, real supply and demand, and the supply is getting weaker and weaker. So at some point, the gap right now between
U.S. dollar,
the spot price that's posted and the cost of silver American Eagles, it's like $15 now. And we had this one video. I don't know if Yankee is posting it, but
So they're going to do the DVC
I said, I'm going to show you what the price I have to pay is for Silver Eagles, and I said, but I'm not at liberty to show you this dealer's price sheet. Okay, it was the price sheet from the largest wholesaler in America. If they saw that online, they'd be really pissed. So he's got the camera on me, and he's standing there. And I said, that's what I have to pay to get it. And he goes, oh my God, you weren't kidding. And we're selling for $35, and I think we're making about 60 cents a coin.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And I've got to order another monster box, and I shudder to think what that's going to cost me. But it's not just that, because all the bars we're getting, it doesn't matter if they're 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, or kilos, are coming from overseas.
Wow.
So there's that additional cost. Last time I went to order the kilos were the least expensive. They're only a couple of dollars over the spot price. But by the time I got them, and I looked at the invoice, it's somewhere in there between the time I ordered them. And he didn't quote me a price. So in fairness, I can always ask, what am I paying?
Right.
But I didn't. But I was surprised, because I'd been quoting people, like a couple of dollars over. I think it was at the most $3 over.
Right.
And it turned out making about 50 cents an ounce on those too.
Wow.
But it's not a predictable market. But I'd say silver is a pretty good buying opportunity, because the price, that the posted price, is certainly not what you're going to pay, but they're keeping that price down, and that helps everybody.
Right.
Because the premiums on the American Eagles, it doesn't matter if it was gold or silver, when the price started to drop, the premiums started going up. That tells me that the wholesalers are paying a set price for Silver Eagles and Gold Eagles.
Right.
The Gold Eagles just went out of sight. They're like 1880 or something like it. They could be as high as 1890 with the price that the wholesaler is charging.
Right.
On the other hand, Maple Leafs, they were maybe $20 less than the Eagles. Now they're like $40 less than the Eagles.
Wow.
And the premium went up on the Maple Leafs as soon as the Queen died.
Yeah.
Because they still had her image on.
Right.
And I don't think they're going to release the Charles until the end of the year.
Right. So we saw, I watched a channel this morning that was doing a premiere preview of the new coins.
Well,
Yeah.
but that's the
From
coins
BBC.
circulation.
Correct.
He's talking about that.
They
Right.
want a revolution. They want a
Yeah, but that's, it affects the price, because people are they want to get in the coins with Elizabeth on them before they're gone.
Yeah.
And that's why the silver Britannias went away and the gold Britannias went up. Maple Leafs, because they have her. And there aren't too many Commonwealth countries that we buy gold from. It's basically just Canada and Great Britain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 1 or 2 coins.
Yeah.
The World Economic Forum.
I'm sorry,
I just want to get 1 or 2 coins.
what type?
Gold bullion.
Okay.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go over the items that I did, the haul. I'll call it a haul. These are the things that this is my very first purchase of silver at the coin and stamp shop in New Hampshire, which is in Manchester, and it's owned by Mr. Tim. And you may know the channel on here on YouTube, and I'll have the link to the channel as well as Mr. Tim's address to his coin shop in New Hampshire, and it's the Yankee Stacker. There's his logo and his sticker. And I'll have his channel link also in the description bar below. I have been watching now for quite a while, and one of the things I have to share with you as far as getting into the coin community is the information Mr. Tim does share a lot of on the channel. He does a lot of different types of tips and tricks and things about the information about silver and collecting, including coins, no matter what it may be, including gold and silver. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the haul that I wound up getting on this trip. My very first. All right, this is the first portion of what I purchased. These are some different types of coins. These are all silver. The first one is this Buffalo, Liberty Buffalo, and that is the front of it. And It is 0.9999 fine silver, 1 troy ounce. That is the first item I picked. And now these 4, I did spend about $110 for these. Very nice. The next one is a Walking Liberty, or maybe just a Liberty. I'm still learning all the different technical names for each one of these coins, which I'm getting into. And this is a 2022, the Liberty. And that's the back of it. Nice and shiny, brand new. And this is actually 1 ounce. And again, I'm still learning the technical names and things. Let me go back to the Buffalo and see if there was a year on this one. I'm not sure if there was. No. And that's also 1 troy ounce. All right. That was that one. And then this one is a Canadian. Also a 2020. There is no year on this one. And this one also is real nice and shiny. I love the details on it. And you can see on the side the thickness of it. And this is the back of it. It is a 2022. And you saw a year somewhere. And this one is a $5 Canadian. All right. And actually, let me go back and show you the side. Yeah, they're all the same. There's the sides of that one. The side of the Buffalo. And then, of course, this one is African SUID, Sudi, I'm assuming it's Africa. It is, South America. And there's the coin front. There's the side of it. And the nice part of it is 2021. And this also is a 1 ounce. And so this is actually the first round I bought from him, Mr. Tim. And then we had a little conversation, got a little interview going on, and then I got these. I was looking for some, as most people call them, stackers. I just don't want to grab them all because some of these are kind of dirty. But anyway, this one is 1943. There's the front of it. And then, of course, the back of it. It still has a lot of great definition on it. Details you can see, and I got it upside down. Just so you can see the details on it. So that's that one. And then these are, this one is a 1952. D. The marking is right there, and it's a D. A 1960. These are all silver. And then we have the back of this one, the dime. This one is also a D. Then we have this one. Also a D. That one is a 1964. Then this one is a 1963. It also looks like a D. All right, then we're going into the quarters. We have a 1942. It does have some wear and tear on the side. You can tell it's a little warped there, but again, it's still got some good details to it. Then we have a 1947. You still see a lot of detail right here too on the branch. Then I have a 1952. See, that one you can see the D right there. That one you cannot. And that one you cannot, these two you cannot see the marking on it, but that one definitely has a D right there. Then I have a 1954. And then I have a 1964. And that's those quarters. Then we're going into the half dollars. This one's got some dirt all over it. No biggie. And this one is a 1964. And then I have another 1964. Nice and shiny. Try not to touch the coin itself. This one also is a 1964. Right here, I can't make out if that's a, let me get my loop. I'll have to look at there's something right underneath the leg and I can't make it out. There's initials there and I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to look it up closer with a loop. Then we have the Benjis. This was a 1951. This one has the nice eagle here. I've never seen that before. But again, this is my first time purchasing these. There's that one. And this one is a 1963. I'm sorry, that first one was a 1951. This one is a 1963. And that is the whole collection of what I got. And these, I got all this for 100. One Benji. So that's my haul from the Yankee Stacker. Mr. Tim's location of the coin stamp in Manchester, New Hampshire. I want to thank you for coming over. If this is the first time tripping over the channel, I want to thank you so much for coming by. And if this is your first time or you've been repeated, please do me one big favor. It is free. Right below this video, that word subscribe, if it's red, that means you're not subscribed. Change it to gray. Right next to that notifications, the very top one, hit all notifications. But most importantly, leave me comments below. Give me the thumbs up. That all helps the channel.